So I saw this tweet earlier of a Doritos logo and packaging redesign, and it's fair to say it went down like a lead balloon. Turns out it was a design pitch that was actually rejected by Doritos a few months ago, but it got me thinking because the Doritos logo is so out of date, and I thought while I wait for the Formula One, maybe I'll have a go at it. So here's some of Doritos' old logos alongside their current one. It was designed in 2007, and it really looks like it was designed in 2007. It's got like this overly complicated kind of like triangle of fire, I think, kind of going through it, and the text is a little bit kind of... It's very 2007. If you grew up in the UK, you might be familiar with a clothing brand called No Fear, and that is just exactly what this logo reminds me of. That's not a compliment. So looking at the redesign that was going around on Twitter, you can see what the guys tried to do. Like, he's tried to make it kind of more modern by being flatter and more simple. But I think it just goes a bit too far, and I think you lose that kind of like instant recognition of it being a bag of Doritos. It looks completely different. And a lot of people on Twitter are saying, oh, it looks like a play button and all the other things that they're slating. It really didn't go down very well. But I appreciate the direction that he's trying to take. So I thought I would try and combine the two. So have that kind of flat, modern kind of look to it, but also make it really kind of recognizable pretty much straight away that it is Doritos. So this is what I came up with. Now you can see exactly my train of thought, how I've gone from this kind of triangle through the O's and that whole kind of design, and then ended up with like this much flatter kind of modern aesthetic to it, but kind of blending the two. So I think it's sort of way more recognizable as Doritos because there's that kind of shape going through it. I have done a version with capitals as well because I'm not 100% sure that this one might be a little bit kind of like soft for the kind of vibe that Doritos gives off. But if you were going to go for this kind of like modern direction, I think it makes sense to be lowercase rather than upper. That doesn't really quite work for me. And you can see here that I've mocked up my design on a bag of crisps as well. I've also put their tagline, which is for the bold. Now I actually have to Google that and get some research to see what their tagline was because they don't appear to use it anywhere. In truth, I'm not 100% on having it there anyway. I think it'd probably have this like 180 grams thing. Why is this 180 grams so huge on the current packaging? I've got absolutely no idea. It's so ridiculous. It's bigger than the chili heatwave thing. Just mind-blowing. So anyway, while I wait for the Formula One to come on, I thought I'd flesh this idea out a little bit further and design a website as well. Because when doing some research on Doritos and trying to find out what their slogan was and things like that, I came across their current website, which I'm sure you'll agree is also massively overdue an update. I'm not even going to go into why this is such a bad website. We don't have time. F1 starts very soon. But yeah, let's crack on, see what I can come up with. Okay, so this is what I have come up with. I photoshopped in my new logo on these Stax bottles, which I think looks so cool. I think it actually works surprisingly much better than I thought it would. It looks really, really legit in my opinion. In terms of the rest of the website, it's actually really difficult because the current Doritos website has literally nothing on there. Like, there's the product range and that's it. There's no purpose to it at all. Of course, if this was a real project, I'd go through with the client and we'd make some goals and a content strategy around that. But this isn't a real client. This is just to kill some time before the Formula One comes on. So I've just basically redesigned what was already there and made it look a little bit prettier. Hence why I've literally got like this main hero section and then a little bit here for the range. I've not really got anything else because there isn't anything else on the current website. It's pretty much it other than an Instagram feed. So you can see I've used their tagline again. I went for capitals on this tagline because I'm still just really like tossing up between whether it would be kind of a lowercase or an uppercase kind of thing. And I couldn't really decide. So I went with the capitals just to make it stand out a little bit more, particularly because it's like for the bold. I think it makes more sense that it's in capitals. And if that's in capitals, I think then the range kind of section under here also needs to be in capitals. So that's my thinking there. In an ideal world, I'd like to be able to fade this kind of black slightly smoother than this, but ultimately the image that I had to start with kind of cut off quite cleanly just there. You can sort of still see it. So there was only so much I could do with this. And again, talking about content strategy, I've just got a call to action here of product range because I don't know what their actually goal is. Probably it would be find a retailer or become a stockist or a wholesaler or something like that. But it's not a real client. This is just to kill a bit of time and have some fun before the Formula One comes on, which is actually in a minute or two. So I'm going to have to wrap this video up here. I don't even think I'm going to have time for an outro. So thanks very much for watching. Subscribe.